Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. My name is Yemmie, and today I will show you how to make rice and beans combined. This is such a delicious recipe, and anytime I make it, I'm always asking myself, why don't you make it often? It is so good, and I was trying to copycat a recipe by a very popular Nigerian fast food spot. So if you know where I'm trying to copycat, leave it in the comment section. This recipe was so good. If you're interested, keep watching, click the subscribe button. I upload recipes every week. You don't want to miss it. I was making dinner on this day, so I decided to film it. I'm also going to show you how I make fish stew. So for the stew, we're going to use tomatoes, pepper, and onion. Use as much as little pepper as you want. I've washed and cut the tomatoes into little bits so that it's easier for my blender to blend it. And after blending, we're going to boil this so that it reduces. And it also reduces or shortens the cooking time for my stew. Before we go on with this recipe, please take a moment to click the like button on this video. And if after you watch it, you feel like it makes sense, please share with your friends and family. Thank you. For this recipe, I'm using hake fish. This is also known as panla fish. It is the fresh panla fish, and you know I love this fish. For those of you who have been watching my recipes for the past few weeks, you'll be like, Sisi, thank God you've been delivered from goat's meat. I've been using goat meat for a lot of recipes, but for this one, it had to be fish because that was the craving. It is such a perfect pairing. The only seasoning I use for this fish is salt, and that's because I'm going to put it into the stew, so it doesn't need a lot of seasoning, and salt is enough. One tip I have for frying fish, I always like to use non-stick pans for it, and always try to make sure you leave your fish alone till you see that one part is cooked before you flip. If not, your fish is going to stick to the pan that you are frying with and you don't want it. I could have put this fish in the oven and just baked or grilled it, but this oil is very important for the recipe we're going to use it for. So we're going to try to use it to build flavor in the stew. That is what is going to make it absolutely bang. This is the fried fish. A lot of temptation to pick this fish, but you guys, I resisted. Clap for me. Now let's get to the beans part. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So this is just normal beans, oloyin beans, brown beans, honey beans. I'm just washing it slightly, then I'll put it on the cooker. After cooking for about 10-15 minutes, I'll bring it back to the sink as you can see, and then we're going to wash it again. The beans is still a bit stiff, it is not thoroughly cooked. And we are washing it so that we can get rid of all this color, this brown water. Sometimes the beans, they've used chemicals for it. So this stage of parboiling for me is very important. I do it whenever I'm cooking beans. You can see what the color looks like right there. I'm just going to rinse it out till the water runs clear, as you can see. After washing it, I'll put it back on the cooker so that it can start boiling, then I'll face the rice. For this recipe, I'm using basmati rice because I really like basmati rice. And I'm just going to wash it till the water also runs clear. If you put it like this, it's going to be a bit soggy because of all the starch in the rice. So I'm going to wash it about 3 to 4 times before we put it with the beans. Beans takes longer to cook, which is why we cooked it first and we parboiled it. So at this stage, the rice can join the beans. So you can see the beans is already on the cooker. We're just going to add the rice and mix it, allow it to cook. While it is cooking, I'm going to do like just this quick sauce. For it, what I'm using is onion and bell pepper and normal pepper, which is atarodo, just a bit of that, but it's more of bell pepper, red bell pepper, and onions. This is going to add so much flavor to this rice. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this rice reminds me of a popular Nigerian fast food rice that I was so obsessed with, especially when I was pregnant. So we're going to pan fry it just for a bit. I added a bit of oil because I noticed the peppers were like steaming instead of actually frying. You need it to fry. It is very important. Now I'm going to season the rice and the beans. So I'm just adding some salt, I'm adding seasoning cubes because we're trying to get a particular kind of rice, and I'm adding some thyme. For more flavor, I'm going to add bay leaves, and this actually gave it a really good taste. To take this rice and beans to another level, we're going to transfer the already fried onion with pepper mixture and just add it to the rice and beans. Mix it slightly, don't mix it all the way to the bottom, mix it slightly so that it can infuse with the rice, and trust me, this is going to be so good. We're going to cover the pot and allow it to cook. While that is cooking, we're going to face our fish stew. So in a stainless steel pan, I'm adding the vegetable oil from the fried fish. As you can see, this is going to build a lot of flavor for us. It is so good. To test if the oil is hot, I usually put 1 onion. But another thing you can do is to put your wooden spoon, just put the end in the oil. It will begin to bubble. If it is hot enough, it will bubble. If it isn't, then it wouldn't. That's one way to test if the oil is hot instead of just adding onion, or if there's nothing else you can add to test it. Now we're adding the onion, and you're going to allow it fry a bit. Fish stew likes onion, fish stew likes thyme. So we're going to add that to this. I'm adding the thyme to the onion so that everything aroma. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for aroma, and it is so good. Now I've just added the boiled tomato pepper onion mixture. So you can see there were different levels of onion. So I added onion in the beginning with boiling the pepper, and I also added onion when we were about to make the stew. If you're someone that does not like onion, let me tell you, onion is what makes a difference sometimes in some meals. It is what gives it sweetness. So I have seasoned this pepper mix with salt and seasoning. So this seasoning cube I use, it has like fish flavor. So I use different seasoning cubes with different flavors of food. So I'm not going to use beef seasoning for a fish stew. I'm going to use fish flavored seasoning for fish stew. Because I have already boiled the tomatoes earlier, it doesn't take long for the stew to cook. How I know my stew is ready is when I see the oil starts to float to the top, and then you can taste it. When you taste it, you'll find that the sourness of the tomatoes is no longer there. Now I've added the fish to it, and I'm not going to mix it too much. I added the fish when the stew was already ready, and it took like maybe extra 5 minutes for it to cook completely. There are some food combinations in my head that just absolutely make sense, which is rice beans combo is awesome with fish stew, and this particular fish if you can find it. So this is our cooked rice and beans. It was looking so good. The rice was properly cooked, the beans was properly cooked. The beans was not softer than the rice, and the rice was not softer than the beans. The beans was not hard, it was just perfect. You probably already have the type of rice you use at home, and I have to tell you that different types of rice have different cooking times. So if I tell you mine takes 30 minutes, yours could probably take 20 minutes. So you have to study the rice you have and the cooking time to be able to get this combination right, so that the rice is not soggy while your beans is like still hard. Anyways, this is what dinner looked like for us. It was so yummy, totally irresistible. I hope you like this recipe, and I hope you give this technique a try. If you do, please leave comments, tag me on Facebook, Instagram, tag me on Twitter. I would love to see your recreations. Click the like button on this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!